Brian's Bowlaway music playing, copyright. About to drown it out from here till they stop. Yep, welcome to Brian's Bowlaway, Gardner, Massachusetts, 123 Main Street. As I mentioned, somebody has decided to play a bunch of loud music, so yeah, we're gonna have to enjoy that one pin that was taken out at the moment, and the fact that for quite a little time, but not the whole thing or the majority, is going to be muted. So at this point, we're down to 4 pins that have been removed. We now got the left side to take care of. And it's not the bowling establishment that's playing the music. Some guy brought in a sound system, and I start with a lovely 4. Yep, proving that I still suck at bowling. So, it is a little later than normal. We typically do this at 12 o'clock when the place opens. There's his first ball, and he takes out the single pin, the 7. It was 4 o'clock since we had a party to go to and what have not. Now he leaves the... It's really hard to tell because it's doing like a 320 by 240 representation of the full video, and I believe that is a 5. Reason being is that I'm telling you that is it's very hard to distinguish some of the pins. There might be more than one showing, but it looks like one because we're only getting a 320 by 240 or a 360p style image that it's giving us here. Anyway, we got a Caleri left, which is the 4 horsemen and the 9 with a piece of wood. So far, not the best of starts. That looks alright, and, well, the bowling gods do me in there. Now I'm left with the Caleri, no wood. Third ball. See if anything comes out of it. Looks like it will. And we get 8. At Brian's, it's a little hard to tell. Sometimes you get late action. This place is known for late action. It's also known for being fairly tough. Not as tough as Mason's, but pretty close. Alright, next frame. Father's turn. There's the ball, and he leaves 7 of them standing. Well, not 7 standing. He takes down 7. He leaves the 1, 2, and 10 with a piece of wood against the 10. Goes a second ball, and he gets rid of the tough one. And then the next one, and he leaves what appears to be the bowling god's middle finger for a 9. Like I said, it's like a 360p rendition of the full 720p video, so some of the detail in this postage stamp window is really hard to see what it is. Yours truly is up again, and away we go, and yep, the 10. That's it. So we go for it again. That ball looks a lot better, and much better. Leaving just 2 pins remaining, the 1 and the 2. And the next ball takes them both out, and a 10 box. Yeah, so this is the first time I'm actually doing editing on an impromptu video due to music, because somebody brought a sound system that they hooked their phone up to and blared it. Anyway, my father's turn, and, well, he wanted to save it for 2 balls. That first ball wasn't terribly important. So he throws the second ball, which is a lot better. And it was half Wisterish, but he takes out everything but the moose knuckle right. And finally, he throws the next ball, which helps quite a bit. And he's left the 6 and 10 for a total of 8. Yeah, this is the first time somebody actually brought in a system. I would have figured that he was starting up his music system for the glow bowling and just didn't turn on the glow stuff yet, which this place does have. And you can kind of see some of the equipment up there on the ceiling. And I do the exact opposite of what my father did and left the moose knuckle left. So then we go again. And now we have 4 pins left. Looks like the 1, 2, the 7, and whatever else. And that is all I'm getting. It looks like it's 6. Again, like I said, it's doing a low-res version of what the actual video looks like while it's in the editing phase, so it's a bit hard to see the pins. Because there are some pins that look like they're 1, but actually are 2. Alright, it looks like her father left the 4 horsemen and possibly a friend behind it. Like I said, it's hard to tell in this postage stamp window. Yeah, it looks like there was a friend behind it. And he leaves 8. Well, he doesn't leave 8 standing, but he leaves 2 standing and gets an 8. That's what we meant. Being later usually means I bowl better. However, it's not the peak time. But still, usually I do better. Sometimes it doesn't make any difference. However, usually when it's early, I stink regardless. Anyway, there's the first ball in this next frame, and we got a wobbler that just doesn't want to go. Yeah, this place is a little tough. I mean, wobblers like that in moderate or easy places would go over. And then we get one of the 3. The inverted triangle is pretty much hopeless. I mean, if you're really, really good, you probably could make it. But I mean, even the pros have a difficult time with that. And a complete throwaway for an 8. So if I recall correctly, this only lasts for about a game and a half. Because then the guys leave, they take down their system and then we can resume normal audio. And a bad start for my father. But that's okay. Everyone has bad starts. That was much better. Unfortunately, he left a terrible leave. The 1, 2, 3, 10. Or so it appears. And then finally missed. Getting a 6. And he missed the... Actually, he did hit the reset button, but he just didn't push it hard enough, so I come in and hit it myself. Unfortunately, there's not enough bowling going on to drown out the music, so I could keep it going. Anyway, here's the halftime for the first game, 36 tied, and neither of us are doing very well so far. And now we're getting ready to finish the second half of the first game. And away we go. Ouch. That is a nasty aces and eights leave, as Dave Madela would call it. One of my friends who runs New Palace Lanes and the TV show King of the Palace. And that ball just goes completely by everything, because hitting the pins is just seems to be a little cliche. So I do it again and leave a 6. So another mediocre showing right there with a 6. And there's my father's first ball, which gets a pin. And for some people that have seen my older Watch Me Suck at Bowling videos, now that it's got quite a bit of attention on the candlepin scene. Ouch, he throws a half Worcester ball, but takes out another pin along with it. You notice he's holding two balls, one for balance and one that he throws. That's how Watch Me Suck initially was done, except instead of holding a balance ball, I held a camera. Which is why, if you've seen the earlier Watch Me Suck videos, I had a camera in my hand while bowling. It acted as the balance ball. Since episode 40 at Leda Lanes, that has been discontinued. Getting ready for the next round, or frame. Well, it's a battle, so just call it a round, just because. And we know who never wins these things. First ball. Fairly good. Takes out everything but the four horsemen on the right. And so, time to dispatch the four horsemen, and gets the spare, converts it. That is a very hard thing to convert. I mean, even a lot of pros don't do it. Although it's like a 30% shot for a pro to do it. And for me, it's about a 3% shot. So, I mean, it's a possibility. And in that ball, my father clears half. Now he just has to work on the other. There goes the next ball, and he's a little too far over, but gets rid of most of the left half. Unfortunately, he's got four in a narrow leave, and narrow leaves are crap. And look at that. That is highway robbery. He got 7. I mean, 7 isn't bad, but that was a horrible highway robbery moment there. Just horrible. All right, next round. Yes, we don't call it frames. We don't call it boxes. It's pretty much a fight, so it's a round. And then we leave the Caleri left, and just trying to be sure of that. As you can see, we're just moving this thing along because we can't really have the audio going. And the music that's playing wasn't bad. Some guy was playing really old classical stuff, like from the 20s and 30s. And we leave the three horsemen. Death has left us, leaving war, conquest, and famine standing by themselves. And we throw the third ball and think, again, knocking down the pins is a bit too cliche. Let's just not do that. And so we end that frame with a 7. Father's turn. First ball. And he takes out pretty much 2 pins. So it appears. Like I said, in the editing window, it's a very scaled down representation. And he gets robbed of a spare on that throw. That piece of wood just did not move in the right way. Tries to go for the 10, and, well, I think that did not count. Yeah, that one looked like it went in the gutter. Well, it's personal preference as to what counts and what doesn't. I hold a much stricter line on what I consider good or bad. It's all for fun, so we don't care. If he wanted to go all the way up to the pins and throw the ball, hey, whatever. I don't think my friend Brian would like that, but we wouldn't do it. I'm just saying, wouldn't count against him. Anyway, it's another ball. 4 horsemen left with a piece of wood to help guide the ball to knock everything down. And the next one, and only takes care of 2 of the 4, leaving an 8. So that's an 8 box. Yeah, sometimes the editor tends to get a little jerky. It might be the video from the phone. It's hard to tell. Looks like my computer might be having some fun here that it shouldn't be having. So my father is up again and ready to throw the next ball. Down the pike it goes, and he leaves the Caleri left end of 10. Kind of nasty, although that piece of wood, if he hits it just right, could help take care of the 10. But instead, he decides to take care of 2 of the 4 horsemen. The far 2 in the corner. Possibilities are still there. And no more. A 6. Okay, so on my end, the picture was starting to get very jerky. Not sure if that's the end result in this video. Probably not. Or maybe that this overlay is in and out. It's because something that shouldn't be running in the background on the computer decided to run. And it is a massive resource hog. So I disabled it the Control-Alt-Delete way. So anyway, we got 6, and we were trying to get the head pin, which of course is something I can't hit most of the time. So now we're down to 7, and we got 8 points. Of course, the head pin, practically almost always the thing still standing afterwards. So it's now my father's turn after a little addition, and here we go. And he's got 6, and there's the bucket, or the diamond as we call it in candlepin. Throws the ball again, and he takes care of all but one side of it, leaving the kingpin, or so it appears to be the kingpin. He misses and gets a 9. As I said, this dumbed-down, scaled version that's playing in a very small portion of the screen is very hard to distinguish the pins. So I could be wrong in this little commentary bit, which is more than almost half over. Anyway, here's the final for game number 1. 80-73. Finally, I got a decent score here at Brian's Bowlaway. We're going to come back with game number 2. Now we're starting game 2. My father goes first this time. We decide to alternate, and he gets a pin. And not that far into this game, the audio will return as the people with the offending sound system pack up and head out for the night. So he's leaving 4 pins standing, and he throws the ball down, and he gets all but the kingpin. Okay, that is the kingpin. The other time it was the bowling god's middle finger. Like I said, tiny postage stamp window, a little hard to see, especially when the resolution is dumbed down. When the video is processing, it plays at full resolution in the tiny window, and while I can't see all the pixels, it's actually clear enough to see all the pins. Aces and 8s. I guess so that it doesn't bog down the computer too much in the editing phase, it just dumbs down the resolution to about 360p generally. Alright, now we got an 8. The 1 and 2 still standing. And of course, that dreaded head pin is still standing as well. And the bowling god's middle finger remains for the 9, even though it's wobbling, and decide to wait just to be sure, because in candlepin, as soon as you push the button and the gate comes down, whatever happened, happened. If it fell after the fact, too late. Which is another reason why people hate automatic scoring in candlepin. And there's his first ball in this, and he's got a Caleri right and the 7. He's got a favorable piece of wood between the Caleri, which could help take care of the 7. And he throws the ball, and hits the wood directly instead of hitting the head pin, leaving the 4 horsemen right. Throwing down the next ball, he just hits the dead wood that was behind them, leaving the 4 horsemen for a 6. For those of you wondering, I know I repeat it later on, it is much harder to hit a 4-pin leave left or right of that nature in candlepin, hence why it's called the 4 horsemen instead of the clothesline or the picket fence or the rail like it is in 10-pin. And speaking of, Caleri left, which again, 4 horsemen and the 9. The piece of wood helps clear all but the bowling god's middle finger. And per usual, that pin will stand and stick around for a 9. And so, Father's turn. And he throws a whiff. I hate when I do that. I don't enjoy seeing him do that either. And he throws another ball, and this is looking like a 0 frame, but we hope that doesn't happen. And he throws the next ball, and that should give him a 1. Well, that stinks. Anyway, we are going to go back to normal video. And we're back. We had to do everything without audio because somebody brought in a personal system and it looks like they still might be here. Well, we'll see how it goes.
Well, that's why I got the 1.
I thought they were leaving. And a 7. Alright, so now the regular audio has returned. Because like I said, somebody was playing music. They brought in a personal system. So, back to normal. And we got the moose knuckle right there. We are bowling later than normal. We're usually here around 12 noon. And as of now, game 2. Frame, it's 440. So it's later, which usually means I do better, which just shows how much I suck. And a 9. Spread eagle with the wing blown off. Possibility I might actually win one.
Already won what?
No, I mean the war. It's early, but I might actually win. Oh, half Worcester right. Oh, and I want to clear up something that someone has misconstrued. When I bring up that it's up to the individual what to count as foul or fair, someone thought I was being hard on my father. What I'm saying is, it's literally up to us. You want to count whatever? That's fine. I just choose to make it harder for myself by giving myself only a 5-foot grace over the lob line. That's all it means. Alright, since there's no music playing, we can actually do the halftime report legitimately. The 7 is the worst thing I did. Now my father highlighted the 1 that he got, which sucks. I feel for him. 33-43. For once, I could actually win a series. Wow, he had a duck soup scenario and it didn't work. Pretty much hit it almost right where you should. That could do it. Oh no, it didn't. A 9. See, I'm kicking his butt, he says. Well, that's because it's later and I usually do better. You've seen that. Oh, that was a good one, but he was left over with a, what people improperly call the Woolworth. The Woolworth is the 5 and 10, but that's the 5 and 7. And his curveball didn't work there for a 9. Since there's no music playing now, it's time for El Stinko, the bonus ball. Yeah. Left the Caleri right, which is 4 horsemen and the 8, so that's a 5er. An alright 5, Phil. That was was a lucky shot. Bowling God's middle finger remains for a 9. And that one drifted off. He's got the 4 horsemen right and the 9 with some helpful wood in the back, which got rid of the friend and war. Now he's got to deal with conquest, famine, and death. And he got all of them for the 10. Well, that's the worst one for today so far. Actually, no, 4 was the worst in the very beginning. Two frames to go. 8 for a good game. We're already in the alright territory. So like I said, to clear confusion, we judge our own performance. We consider ourselves what's a foul and what isn't. That is the whole point of what I say. It's not being hard on my father like somebody thought I was being. That's why when he lobs one really big and he counts it and I lob one really big and I don't, it's personal preference. Nothing more than that. It's not a legit competition anyway, so who cares? So that's a 6.
Throw down. Catch it. They had a last time, didn't they? Ain't done yet. Hit the middle. Chip them out. 7, right?
And a 7.
Last game.
Maybe. There's always that possibility. We just need 1 point for a good game. Oh, that was a good ball, and look what he got left. Brian's is definitely a tough house. Similar to Mason's. That should do good. Oh, no, went too far. From this angle, it's a bit hard to tell. There, but at least I got the 10. As they say on the Candlepin shows, pinning is everything. And believe it or not, I already won this match. I could throw 0. I don't want to.
It's a 7.
Got lucky again. And a very lucky 7. I'm actually good under, this is actually good even for ICBA standards. Still under the average of casual players, but still 86 to 77. I do better later, usually. This game, and I'm first. Any of the noise and music you hear is just a video game. It's not a bad start. I slipped on that one though. Still, a good bowler would not slip. Or a goal bowler. 4, 3, 2. Well, the 2 horsemen are left. Famine and Death. The other 2 decided to leave last minute. Needs to not be trying to be fancy with the curves. Here we go, a 9er. Death remaining or the bowling god's middle finger? At the least had to have happened. Back to normal, sucking real bad. Right moose knuckle. And nothing. Should send this side. This is where the speaker and microphone combo is. That should hit something. Left the Woolworth for an 8. As my father just said, if you heard him, it doesn't matter so long as they go. That was a lucky backdoor spare. Pure luck. And he leaves the 4 horsemen right. The four horsemen stand by themselves. Because it's so hard to convert compared to 10-pin, that's why it's called the four horsemen. Still got an 8 out of it. Alright, this is El Stinko the bonus ball. What will it be? A 4. It helps, but it's not great. And the curse of the fill, a 5. The spare meant nothing. I usually do better at night, but I also can stink at night, just a little less often. Alright, that's kind of tough there. 1, 3, 6, and 7. And he's got an 8. Another 3, which I think I'm done. Yeah, we're still going the 4 games, but I think I'm done. And he starts the way I did. Only difference is he'll do better. And there's your case right there. Oh, that pin just had to back off. I don't think so. I don't know. I think that was a I think it hit the wrong. I think it hit the pin at the bottom. Let's see how much more I can suck. Once we do the halftime report that my father reminds me of. Nothing good there except for the spare and the 8. 33-42. Things are back to normal. Me stinking and my father doing halfway decent. Still not good. gods knew what I was doing good. Now they ruined it. Well, at least I got a 7 out of that. Bowling gods have woke up and realized I shouldn't be doing any good at all. Hence that chip out. At least it gets the 10. There's another spare that likely won't mean anything in the end.
That's going to push you ahead.
That we know of. His math is a bit off. I just have to. I know I'm gonna. Wow. How did that happen? Those of you that watch New Palace get the reference. King of the Palace, that is. Yeah. What to do now? The 4 horsemen? Or the 4 and 7? Looks like he's going for the 4 horsemen, which was the better thing. And sort of salvaged it for a 7. Stink on the bonus ball. The worst one so far is a 4. So now that I said that, I jinxed it. And jinxed it again. 3. El Stinko lives up to the name with a 3.
I didn't hear you that bad. You were way behind. Now you're on.
There's an outside chance of a good game, not putting any money on it. However, a good chance for an alrighty. And I will explain again, because I suck. My standards are low. Ooh, no, that's not gonna go over. 70s is alright, 80s is good, 90s is great because I actually make the average of people that play this game, and 100 plus, I'd be ecstatic. A very rare thing and likely to never happen here at Brian's Bowlaway, downtown Gardner, Massachusetts, because it's a very tough place. Similar to Mason's, which is another place I probably never see 100. mean absolutely nothing. All they did is save it from becoming a bad game. At least it's something. Something. And nothing more. 4. 4. He got his stink frame.
Either you get a good score this time or I'll win the game.
Too late, but hey, a 10.
I need 5.
At least I made it into alrighty land. And he's got this one. He won this round. Alrighty, 9, and that's a kingpin. Well, he won one. Nothing to be proud of there except for the spare, and that was, well, in the 10 actually. And my father, well, the 4 was the worst he did. Still squeaked down an 81 versus my 76. Worst, the best he can do is tie the series. And this time he goes first. Alrighty, last game here. Can he tie the series? Not much shots like that, but we know I generally do worse than that. Holy love! But like I said, it's up to the individual. And like I said, it's just personal taste. If I did that, I wouldn't accept it. And that's just me, though. And he's got a 7 to start with. I'm not trying to be hard on him. I'm just telling you that we are different as to what we consider good. Looks like we're going to be tying this. went the wrong way. Well, if anyone can get a strike here, and has, it's my father. And his... Was that your first one of the day? Yeah. His first mark. Sucked how it wound up being that, but hey, 9. Oh, that's something I would do. El Stinko the bonus ball for him, which was a 1. He leaves the door open that I'll miss. 7. 7 and a 1 on your fill. His spare meant nothing. He's still tying the match, though. That's not quite a moose nut. Now someone else is playing music, but it's not really noticeable. I can't make heads or tails out of it, so it should be alright. And cleans the plate. Tells the bowling god what he thinks of his middle finger. Minor lob, I let that live. That's a 9. My preference is 5 feet or less past the lob line because, hey, I'm kind of crappy. Got to give myself some leeway. A lot of people actually say that 5-foot grace is actually hard, making it a little hard for myself. No, I want to actually get better at this game. And I know I'm pretty much not, even though some things have improved over time. That's mostly because I switched from balanced, which I used a second camera instead of a second ball like you see my father using. Which you got an 8? 8. So that was the only real improvement. Otherwise, get lucky once in a while. And a 7. It's time for the halftime report. Surprise, surprise, things are back to normal. Although the 39 isn't all too bad. It's possible to get a good game. My father's got the 43 with his spare that meant nothing. You can tie this all up. Now, when I say I wouldn't have counted that lob, that's when I play. That is the whole explanation. I'm not trying to be hard on anyone. I'm just saying, when I do it to get better, I won't accept it. You should see the things people do for funsy play that is nothing that he's done.
That's a good one. Score 8. Like you did it.
Another 9.
This one's interesting.
All right, he's got the left side. Now the right is all he has to do. Oh, we gotta do flat now.
One half still.
Oh, that hurts. As Steve Brunchuk would say, how did that happen? Because the bowling gods screwed him. That's how it happened. The bowling gods are screwing the wrong George.
Here's your chance to take the lead. Get it on your okay.
Gotta wait for the wood to settle. Not supposed to throw it. So I don't like where that wood is. It could also help. wouldn't have mattered anyway. It didn't do what I was hoping. But 10 is still good. I'm still not doing that high either. Look at that backdoor action there. Left the 3, 5, and 6. And I got the 6. Total of 8. And there goes everything. Full. Well, I could still get all right. I just have to not be doing that too much. Or at all. Ouch. You 10-pinners just don't get the pain. Yeah, if you just chip away the 7 or 10, yeah. Like that. More than 2 points. That's a good out. 8. Nice way to recover. Eight's not bad. I'm in alrighty territory. I have to clean the plate to hit good. Oh, that was good. Oh. But we got duck soup, well, sort of duck soup. You can put it away here. And angles were just too sharp. And 10. Unless I mark he won this. In other words, my father tied the whole thing, meaning I still never won a single match.
Good one. Well, it's up to you now.
It's up to the bowling balls to cut out. I lost, so the third ball didn't matter. 9.
So it's still minus 9.
And we tied.
Tied it a little bit. So minus
81-79. It all fell apart because that 4 box. So let's recap. 80-73, I win. 86-77, I think the 86 is the highest I got here at Brian's. I win. And then I lose the next two, 76-81, 81-79. 1 point away from a good game, but 1 point is still too little. So we once again tied. Once again proving I can never win a series against somebody a lot older than me and in much more with all the achy joints and everything, and I still can't win, which just shows you how much I totally suck. Anyway, with that being said, that's this impromptu from Brian's Bowlaway, Gardner, Massachusetts. Georgia 551 saying, hope you enjoyed this very blurry look. There we go. And have a good one.